Fellow hobby joggers, we're talking shoe rotation today. Look at this. Bada boom, bada bang. That's a lot of shoes. We got a lot of stack. We're gonna be talking about how to approach the art of adding shoes into our arsenal. And if you are interested in talking about running shoe shenanigans, make sure you're signed up for the Supwell app. It is currently $1 per month. And if you sign up before November 18th, you will have that $1 per month pricing. You'll be good at that $1 a month. If you sign up after November 18th, I'll be raising the price of the lowest membership tier for the forums to $5 per month. What does that $1 per month right now include? Running shoe forums to talk about all this stuff. We have a buy, sell, and trade marketplace to buy, sell, and trade the best gently used running shoe inventory in the game. You can also talk about training. You can also DM me, and we also have a Running Warehouse discount code. So if you see any shoe on sale on Running Warehouse, you get 10% off that discount price. You also get 20% off apparel. That's 20% off brands like Gonya, Jonji, Features, other brands that sell swag. We should get the Hobby Jogger hats sold on Running Warehouse. That would be cool. And then it's 10% off a discount shoe. So lots of good stuff if you sign up for the Supwell app. $1 a month. Last thing I should say, let's look at this. Look at this. Throw this up here. Not those people. Throw this up. Screenshot video. Make sure to check out the Supwell shoe database. If you are evaluating running shoes, I have short written reviews on all of these shoes up on the site. Everything that I've tested this year is there, so you can see the specs, you can see the tech, you can see alternatives. It's the best place to evaluate running shoes. So, oh, also Running Shoe Matcher there. You can take a quiz and then get matched with a shoe if you're looking for one. So lots of good stuff in the Supwell ecosystem. Sign up for the app, check out the shoe database. Let me know how I can improve the shoe database, and enjoy today's video. Also, if you're going to buy any of the shoes highlighted in this video, make sure to use the Running Warehouse links in the description. It helps support the channel. All right, let's get into it. Another day, another chance to get mileage. Look at this. This day is begging us to come out here, lace up the shoes, and go run. We have blue skies. We have green grass. We have brown mulch. Brown mulch or no chickens yet today. Can we do a chicken check? Can we get a chicken check at the shoe market? No chickens yet today. All right, man, so today we're going to talk about how to build a running shoe rotation. Now, my running shoe rotation is so big that we just had to go to IKEA on Wednesday and buy 2 Billy bookcases so I can get my shoes off the floor in my office. That's not a running shoe rotation. This is the thing. I'm a shoe tester. I'm a professional running shoe tester. Yes, professional. Because I just decided I wanted to do this one day, and now I treat this like a job, bro. Putting in the miles, putting in the work to test these shoes. Today we're testing the Diadora Nucleo 2. Extremely comfortable shoe. Holy cow. Every time I've laced this up so far, I've just been blown away by the comfort. The upper is padded. The tongue is nice and padded. It looks good. It feels good. I have my merino wool socks on right now, and it fits my foot perfectly. The swag is there. Look at that. The soft, ooh, look at that. Soft cushion is there. So I test a lot of shoes. That's why I have tons of shoes. But if you watch my videos every day, you'll see, unless I'm doing a 100-mile week high mileage test, I will rotate different types of shoes. So while I have more than 3 or 4 or 5 shoes, which is typically what you'll need in a rotation. If you're just starting, you'll only need 1 or 2 shoes. But while I have more than that, I will wear daily trainers for certain runs. I'll wear max stack shoes, super max stack shoes for other types of runs. I'll wear plated training shoes for other types of runs. So this is a video that's been highly requested, and well, I don't personally maintain a 3 or 4 or 5 shoe rotation anymore because I'm testing so many shoes. I'm gonna walk you through how to approach that shoe rotation based on your own preferences, based on your own goals, and also based on your own proclivities. Are you inclined to be a shoe addict? Then you might just be buying a bunch of shoes. But hey, running and running shoe collecting, this is a hobby, and people are turning into, there's a new segment of us out here. And I'll say us, I identify with it. Collectors of shoes. There's nothing wrong with that. People collect stamps. When I was a kid, I used to collect return addresses. You guys remember those? Do we have people out there who remember the stickers you would put on snail mail. Everyone had them. It would say your name, your address. You put them. I used to collect those. That's kind of weird, right? I used to collect football cards. Some people collect books. Some people collect cars. I was just listening to some Currency DJ Fresh, the Encore. He's a car collector. Some people are shoe collectors. And guess what the good thing is about running shoe collecting as a hobby versus other hobbies that a lot of American males age 25 to 55 have? Well, one, it encourages healthy habits. Two, it's a lot less money to collect shoes than it is to collect whiskey, or it is to collect wine, or it is to collect golf gear, or it is to collect nearly any other sporting gear, fishing, hunting, etc. The maximum you're going to pay for a shoe is $300. Most shoes are $150 and below. So I'm just going off on a tangent here now. But this is to say, point of this video is not to encourage shoe addictions and consumption. Really, it's going to be what is the minimum viable number of shoes you can have based on where you're at during training. But I also want to say, man, if you want to just go out and collect shoes, that's fine too. That's fine too. All right, let's get these miles in. Diadora Nucleo 2. I think these might be made in Italy. I don't know. I'll have to check the tag. A lot of the Diadora stuff is made in Italy. I took out they sent me some more stuff yesterday. I took out the Atamo V7000 V2 yesterday. It wasn't as comfortable as this when I put it on. So I said, man, I'm going Nucleo again. So this has been almost 1080 V13 vibe so far for me. From the look of it to the feel, the soft cushion, it's been awesome. So we're going to get some miles in this today, just 10 nice relaxed miles around the hood, and then we can talk about shoe rotation. I'll give you some insights while we're out there as well. Let's do this thing. It is cold again. Is that poop? Is that poop? That looks like poop from a deer. Or some, we're going to have to clean up the poop. That's definitely poop. 100% poop. It's disgusting. Big shout out to my guy Doug Shepard. He sent me a bunch of GoPro settings, so I made a few more changes. Day 6 here with the new GoPro, and I can already tell it's gonna be fire today. Best footage yet. We're gonna be crispy, and I haven't even hit you with the new mic yet. This is still old mic, standard mic. So the basic philosophy when starting a running shoe rotation is thinking about the types of runs we're doing throughout the week. And if you're just starting off as a beginner, most of the runs are going to be 30 minutes up to an hour, maybe what I would call relaxed mileage, but really just getting out there and crushing some time on feet. So starting off, we want something comfortable and versatile. And that's the best category because there's so many options and you don't have to break the bank. So I'll highlight some of those up there. That's also why I wanted to run in this shoe today, a daily trainer, because this is the basic type of shoe you need to get started. Something that feels good, looks good, and we'll just get the job done. A cushioned workhorse. All right, first straightaway, this Nucleo 2 is very soft. That's the other thing about this daily trainer category. Such a wide range of options. It's gonna depend on whether you like super soft or super firm. By the way, Running Shoe Matcher, if you go to runningshoematcher.com, we can match you with a daily trainer based exactly on that, whether you like soft or firm. But there's a super wide range, and for everyday miles, some people want firm and structured support, other people want soft and bouncy fun. I personally would suggest getting something right down the middle. All right, 1 mile in here, 7:41 pace. Now my personal preference is shoes that are not too soft, not too firm. Hoka Skyflow, Asics Gel Nimbus 26, And you'll also notice, for me, those types of daily trainers have a lot of cushion. That's my preference. Cushioned and supportive, but not super soft. This feels too soft for me in the forefoot. So 1 mile in here, this is my first normal run in these. I did do a family run where I was doing more 10-minute miles. 1 mile in here. I don't think this is gonna crack my personal rotation, and my hunch was correct that this is still the hottest dad shoe. I love the swag of these. And I actually have a pretty good walking rotation going as well. And that's the benefit of having a few running shoes. You can use 1 or 2 for walking and casual use. So because of the look and the feel of this, softer and looks clean, I think this is going to be my walking shoe. Mile 2, 7:13. Taking some time for these to warm up, but I'm getting some more nice bounce out of them. I don't like running on wet leaves though. These are too clean for the wet leaves. Mile 3, 6:51. I guess I'm picking up the pace here. I don't know why, but at the heart of it, there are only 3 types of running shoes. You have everyday shoes, which are versatile, do it all. You have comfort shoes, shoes designed for providing the utmost in comfort and support. And then you have speed shoes, shoes for fast workouts, racing, any day where you want to rip. Now we can slice and dice the market into 17 different ways, which is what's happened. And brands have a shoe for every single run of the week, but there's really only 3 types of runs: everyday runs, fast runs, and relaxed runs. A race, that's a fast run. A recovery run, that's a relaxed run. A run where you want some comfort. And everyday runs, they're either what I'd consider typical or normal, right in that standard everyday zone. Some days they're more relaxed, some days they're faster. So that's why, me personally, I advocate for 3 shoe rotation or 3 use case rotation. And there's gonna be shades of blue and green and yellow and orange in between. You can have a trillion colored rainbow, but I'm telling you, all you need are shoes for those 3 use cases. And the best daily trainers, you can run slow in them, you can run fast in them, you can run long in them, and you can run short in them. And this is why looks do matter to me. I want to feel excited about putting on a shoe. And that's also why people are collectors of running shoes, because we get excited about trying different things. Not eating the same thing for lunch every day. All right, Nucleo 2 update. I'm getting slightly bouncier Nimbus 25 vibes. A big stack of foam, some sort of an EVA blend, wide base, lots of cushion, lots of comfort. But when it's fresh out of the box, up to 100, 150, 200 miles, lots of bounce. That Nimbus 25 was a surprisingly bouncy shoe, even though it was soft. Way bouncier than the 1080. So man, that's what I'm getting out of this guy. Nimbus 25 with swag. This looks way better than the Nimbus. Bro, I just passed some random guy in my neighborhood and he said, "Keep at it, man. You're doing great." Referring to the channel. That's fire, bro. Getting love in my own city randomly. Shout out to Random Positivity, putting in the work. So update on the shoes, halfway through here. These are fun fluff balls. This is the Pomeranian Husky of running shoes. It's a cute little Pomsky, Italian Pomsky. If this were a car, this would be the biggest car that Fiat makes. It's cute. They're very cute. The birds are out today. Windflow Brothers putting in work. Let's go. All right, there we go. Morning miles in the books. Probably only run once today. 10.32 miles, 7:10 pace. Man, that was a tough run in the back half. I was fading big time. And that's what separates these standard everyday running shoes from the Super Max stack shoes with all the cushion and the tech. And I'll talk about this in a second, but some shoes that are going above 45 millimeters in the back here are going to give you a lot more bounce. They're also going up to $200 in price. They can be designed for the same purpose and the same use case. So this is supposed to be an everyday shoe with some comfort compared to something like the Brooks Glycerin Max. Same purpose, right? Everyday shoe with some comfort, but the Brooks Glycerin Max, $200. That's going to have a lot more bounce to it. And for a run like today where, man, I'm tired. I ran 21 miles yesterday. The day before I ran only 12 miles, but a workout. I didn't have a lot of fight in the legs. Those Super Max stack shoes, when we're thinking about $200+, a lot of them give me more bounce and more protection and help me fight back. This shoe, when I was fading, a standard shoe typically will fade with me. So this goes into that standard bucket, $160. Good comfort though, nice soft foam. Reminds me a lot of the Asics Gel Nimbus. I will probably keep this in the casual rotation just because I like how it looks, and I would rather just run in the Nimbus 26 or the Hoka Skyflow. But it's a solid shoe, and if you are looking for a comfortable everyday shoe that's soft with some bounce to it that looks good, this is a good choice. I love the look of this thing, and if I were running only up to 30 minutes, 45 minutes every day, and I wanted a do-it-all shoe that I could also wear around town, this would be good. And look at this, solid rubber coverage as well. So this is the type of shoe where you could start building your rotation around a shoe like this. So I'm going to shower, and then we can break down the rest of this rotation talk. Talk through this running rotation. This is the thing. I am not a fan right now of this winter. The winter morning light out here is not good, because we have this big tree and it casts a shadow right on my mailbox. And then behind me, there's no shadow. This is like the opposite of if you go to film school 101, this is not what you want. You want the background to be the shadow and the foreground to be where the light is. But hey, this is Hobby Jogger Central. This is not film school. But I would like to have good lighting. Anyway, let's how to build a rotation here. So the foundation of any running shoe rotation, if you're starting to build a rotation or buy shoes, you want a workhorse. This is the best workhorse out here. So this is what I'm gonna do. I brought a few examples out here of category leaders, and also we'll just use these as props to talk about it. So this is the New Balance 860 V14. Like the shoe we were running in this morning, Diadora Nucleo 2. It's an everyday shoe. And as I said, there's 3 categories of shoes, that's it. You have the versatile do-it-all shoes, a shoe where if you're gonna only have one, you'd pick this. This is it. Daily trainers. And then some shoes specialize in 2 of the things. So you could have a daily trainer that specializes in speed or a daily trainer that specializes in comfort. The reason why I've crowned this as the best beginner shoe and one of the best daily trainers of the year is because it can do both. It's just as comfortable for me on recovery runs as it is on faster runs. I've taken this up to 21 miles. It's an overall awesome shoe that does not get enough pop. So New Balance 860 V14, if you're looking for one shoe to do it all, get this. Get this. There's very few people out here who this does not work for. It's stable, it's supportive, it's comfortable. So this is where you start. You start with a workhorse daily trainer. What does daily trainer mean? It means it's an everyday shoe that you want to train in for any type of run. So bada boom, bada bang. You have your one shoe. If you're running 3 to 4 times a week, you could do fine on just one shoe. Where you get a second shoe is when you're starting to train more, when you're adding more run days per week, and there's no specific time where it flips over, man. I was running 4, 5, 6 days a week at one point in one pair of shoes. And then I became a running shoe addict and I started buying more and I started building a rotation. But you could run 5 days a week in the same pair of shoes. The reason why it's good to add a second and third shoe is for injury resistance. So if we're thinking about minimum viable rotation, there's this theory in launching products, minimum viable product. I don't know if it's a theory, a framework, minimum MVP framework. Let's just do this in the scrappiest way possible. I take this mindset a lot. Let's just launch a community in the scrappiest way possible and see if people join. And then we'll build from there. So minimum viable rotation, if you're getting up to 40, 50 miles per week, 2 shoes. All you need is an everyday shoe, and then either, and this is where it changes, right? You go either speed or comfort. So if you have a shoe like the 860 V14 as your one shoe, you could go either way. If you're the type of runner who's using your everyday shoe for workouts and you're saying, hey man, this is great for workouts, I'm able to pick up the pace in the shoe, it's great for long runs, but I'm just feeling on the day after my workout, I want some more cushion, I want some more protection. That's where I would add in a max cushion shoe. Like I brought this one out here. Now this is a super max stack shoe. This is in that $200 category, Brooks Glycerin Max. But hey, if you're rocking with the 860 and then you want a more comfortable shoe, you could go for something like the New Balance More V5 or Saucony Hurricane 24 in this slot right here. And this is where the lines get blurred, right? Because Saucony Hurricane 24, you could have that as your daily trainer. But if that's the case, say you had the Saucony Hurricane 24 or your Brooks Glycerin Max as your daily trainer, you have a comfort shoe as your daily trainer, you might be saying, man, I'm starting to do some speed work for the first time, building for this half marathon or 10K. I have some intervals on the calendar and this shoe feels sluggish. It just doesn't have the pop that I want. So that's when you want to go for a faster shoe. And you could do something like bada boom, bada bang. You rotate in a faster, lower to the ground, more streamlined shoe like the Adidas Adizero SL2. So your starting point is going to inform where you go. If you're starting with a max stack comfort shoe like a New Balance More V5 or a Hoka Bandai or a Brooks Glycerin Max or a Brooks Glycerin or a Nike Invincible, you're likely going to want to add a speed shoe once you start adding faster runs throughout the week. Right? And so if you have the Brooks Glycerin or one of these max stack shoes, I would advise, hey, let's go for a lower stack shoe for that speed shoe, get some more connection to the ground, round it out. It's not great to run in one type of shoe all the time. So what you could do is say, hey, I have this Brooks Glycerin Max, I had the Brooks Glycerin Max. and I want to add a different shoe to the rotation. Is that Elvis mixed with George Bush? Elvis mixed with George Bush, I guess. So if you have the Brooks, it's Friday. If you have the Brooks Glycerin Max and you want to add another shoe to the rotation for speed, for marathon training, maybe you do something like the Hoka Mach X2. Maybe you're getting up to 40, 50 miles per week. But this is the thing with building a rotation. The entire purpose of having a rotation versus just running in one shoe the whole time is to work different muscles of the body. If you watch the video I put up yesterday, how to build mental toughness, and this is hilarious. I wanted to do how to build mental toughness yesterday and how to build a running shoe rotation today. Let's see which one gets more views. Let's see which one people are more interested. I know which one's gonna get more views. It's just it's a quirk of the internet, right? And human nature. You wanna work different muscles of the body. This is an 8mm drop shoe. When we're building a shoe rotation, we think about different drops, different firmness, softness of foam, different stack heights, different materials that are being used, even different brands, because different brands have different lasts or different shapes of the foot. So if we have this as our one shoe, this is a very middle of the road shoe, not performance. Performance of this is great. This is an awesome performing shoe, but in terms of the characteristics, the stack height is in the back, it's mid-high 30s. It's not a max stack shoe in thinking about the grand scheme of the market right now, and it's not a lower stack shoe. That's very bang on center. The drop is 8mm, bang on center. The foam, not too soft, not too firm, bang on center. And it's actually in the middle. It's not plated and it's not non-plated because there's a weird plastic film in here. So this is the most middle of the road if you combine all the shoes. Adidas Supernova Prima is another one like that. So if you have a shoe like this, you can add pretty much any other shoe and get a different stimulus, get some different stimuli. Now, if you have this softer foam, relatively, and I know there's a discussion about different foams feel softer and firmer. Let me clip my watch here. It's just waving around. Different foams feel softer or firmer to different types of runners, but in the grand scheme of the market, let me tell you, this is a pretty soft feeling max stack shoe. So if you have this as your shoe, that's why I'm saying let's go SL2. Let's go SL2. It's gonna give you something completely different. This is pretty soft as well, but the stack is way lower. You're gonna get a lot of ground feel in the SL2. Watch this. Watch this. Bang. 4-foot flexibility. Let me try to do that with the Glycerin Max. No, there's no flexibility at all. So different types of shoes, and again, the Glycerin Max 6mm drop, Adizero SL2 9mm drop. So different drops. 6mm is more moderate to low-ish, and it feels like a lower drop shoe, feels like a flatter platform. And then SL2 is a 9mm drop shoe. So that's what I'm saying. You could theoretically say, hey, I have the Brooks Glycerin Max, I want to add the Mach X2 for speed. This is a speed training shoe. It's designed for distance, but the stack height is very similar to the Glycerin Max. You have a plastic plate. This is non-plated. The drop is also similar. So these are, while this gives you a different speed capability or a different pace capability, Glycerin Max, slower. Hoka Mach X2, faster. You're not gonna get all of the benefits of building a rotation, and that's 4 bills right here. I'm holding 390 smackaroonies in my left hand. Smackaroonies, you guys ever heard that one? Shout out to Robert Tilton, my grandfather. He used to say that, smackaroonies. I got 390 bucks in my hand. That's dang near 4 Franklins. So if I'm blowing 4 bills on a shoe rotation, I want to have different capabilities. So that's what I'm saying. If you got into the game with the super max stack shoe or a max stack shoe, add something lower. I did a great video. I don't know if it was great. I don't know why I call my own video great. I did a video on a great topic. The topic was great. And the reason I'm saying it's great is because I don't talk about this topic a lot, but no frills shoe. So if you have the Glycerin Max, add a no frills shoe like the SL2. I actually didn't, or a low frills shoe. I wouldn't classify this as no frills because it has the race foam, but go check out that video for some other options. If you're rocking with the Morphe 5 Hurricane 24 and you want to add something different for speed, go get one of those shoes. Nike Pegasus Plus on sale, Brooks Hyperion 2, Topo Cyclone 2. I'm trying to think of all the ones I put in that video. Just go watch the dang video. So let's say we have our 2-shoe rotation right here. We started off with the New Balance. We added a comfort shoe in the Brooks Glycerin Max, and now we're saying, hey baby, we got 2 out of the 3 capabilities. We got 2 out of the 3. We're still using our New Balance 860 V14 for our workouts. It's doing great. We're doing tempo runs in it at marathon race pace, but we're getting 2 months away from the marathon, and we want to go to, you see what the shirt says, we want our sweatshirt, the crew neck, we want to go to Carbon, you can't see, oh now you can see, we want to go to Carbon County. You still can't even see because it's backlit today. But I told you, this is a running shoe channel. This is not School of Performing Arts. This is not, what is it called? Tisch? This is not Tisch. This is not Scripps. That's not even an art school. There's an art school I'm thinking of. Can't even remember the name. But here we go. Bada boom, bada. This is not Juilliard. Bada boom, bada bang. Look at this. So if we have the 860 for our daily trainer, we're doing all our regular miles, we're using the Glycerin Max for recovery runs. Any day where we don't want to pick up the pace, we're going Glycerin Max, getting that nice comfort underfoot. And then bang, this is what we add in. A race day shoe, carbon plated shoe. So this is where I would go, and this would be a perfect 3-shoe rotation in 2024. And really, if you want the minimum viable marathon training rotation, this is it, or something like this is it. A durable workhorse everyday shoe, a durable and resilient max stack comfort shoe, and a durable race shoe. Because if you go for these three all quality brands here, Brooks, New Balance, Puma, if you go for these 3 shoes, you can use them for all your runs throughout the week. I could run a 100-mile week in just these 3 and be great. And the thing with the Puma is, this thing is a tank. Traditionally, historically, in the past, race day shoes have not been that durable. Thinking about brands like Nike, namely, others like Adidas and Saucony have been. And this is one that is very durable and resilient. I ran a 20-mile run in it the other week, or a few months ago. I don't know why I said the other week. This was dang near 4 months ago now. And it performed well. I actually want to see how this does on a super long run. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Something like pop out 28 miles in the DV8 Nitro. I think this might be the top hobby jogger fast racing shoe. Cielo X1 is the top hobby jogger comfort shoe. And that's where it comes down to picking race day shoes. And for every single category of shoes that we're gonna add, we can decide, do we want more speed or want more comfort? In our everyday shoe, we decide that. In our max stack shoe, right? If we want a faster max stack shoe, but still for comfort, we could have gone Mag Max or Hoka Skyward X. This is the soft, slow cushion cruiser one. And then Deviate here, this is a great one. This is another middle of the road shoe when it comes to specs and materials, but the performance is great, and it has the wet weather grip. And where I want it to land the plane is very durable, so you don't need to get a plated trainer. Now, this is the next shoe I'll highlight here, plated trainer, Hoka Mach X2, when to add that, but minimum viable marathon training rotation, just 3. Everyday shoe, comfort shoe, and then speed shoe. And then you can even start saying, hey, I was doing tempos in the 860. I want to start picking up the pace, practicing running race pace in my race shoe, which is what I recommend. Let's get at least 1 or 2 or 3 quality workouts in our race shoe before race day. And for my 239 in Chicago, I ran 16 miles at a 5:57 pace in the Saucony Endorphin Elite. And that's why I chose that shoe for race day, because I said, man, I was ripping in that thing. It felt good, it felt comfortable. I didn't feel like I was getting pushed too hard, but at the same time, it was giving me that pop. Let's bang that sucker on race day. And that's what I did, and I got the 239. So this is all you need. Really minimum viable rotation. Where we start adding other shoes in is, again, hey, we want to get more of that lower to the ground streamlined feel, a different option for fast everyday miles. We could use the SL2. And then if we want another shoe for running tempos, or another shoe for long runs, fast long runs, and we don't want to put a ton of miles on our race day shoe, we could go Mach X2, but you don't need it. And this is the type of a shoe, this would be the last type of shoe I get. The other thing you could do though is, instead of getting a carbon race shoe, if you don't want to spend those bills, but hey, we're spending a lot of bills on the Glycerin Max here. If you don't want to spend the bills on a carbon race shoe, you could get something like the Hoka Mach X2. Forgot what it was called for a second. You could get something like the Puma DV8 Nitro 3 or the A6 Magic Speed 4. Instead of going $230, $250, $300 on a race shoe, spend it under $100. So you could have this rotation. The thing is, there's a lot of overlap between your everyday shoe here and the Mach X2. So what might make more sense is if you started off, say you started off with the Glycerin Max, and then you added in the SL2 for that streamlined, lower to the ground, lighter weight feel. Maybe you add the Mach X2 for race day because you don't want to go full carbon county. So again, another 3-shoe rotation, and then once we're going 4, what I typically do is add in another daily trainer. So bada boom, bada bang. Oh, look at this. Switch between the SL2 and the 860 for your everyday miles. On days where you're feeling super beat up, you grab the Glycerin Max, and then, oh gosh, on top of that, Hoka Mach X2 for race day. And man, if we're just feeling like we need to go to Carbon County, that's when we add the Puma DV8 Elite 3. All right, I think that was a good running shoe rotation 101, how to build a running shoe rotation. Let me know. If you need only one. You need only one to get started, 3 or 4 days a week. This is the last thing I'll do, 3 or 4 days a week. Once you're bumping up to 5 days a week, get a second shoe. Once you're running 5 days a week consistently, you're probably gonna want a third shoe. That's where you go for the comfort, because that's when you'll start adding in recovery runs. And then once you're adding in recovery runs and going 2-hour long runs, you're gonna say, hey, I'm probably training for a marathon, or I want something to train for a marathon. And then once those 2-hour long runs come, that's where you go for more of that stack like we get out of these guys. So that is running shoe rotation 101, baby. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. I can't even do the thumbs up.